Well, welcome back to my old house in Preston, Maryland. Today is the 1st of October, 2024, and tomorrow is my 69th birthday. And I tell you, I feel every one of those 69 years, especially when I'm working on a job like this. This is the banister and the balustrade and the individual balusters and the steps and the cheek walls on the stairs, if you will. And as you can see, when I bought the house, the risers were painted, as was the cheek on the sides of the treads and risers. The treads were stained, and if you look closely, there's appears to be some sort of pattern in the middle of the risers. I can only hazard that maybe there was an old carpet runner that was fastened to the stairs, because no matter what I do as far as stripping is concerned, that pattern shows up underneath the paint. And I stripped these risers and the cheeks with a heat gun because they're flat surfaces. I do not think that I will be able to get these risers and cheeks stripped well enough that I could leave them natural. It appears they were stained at some time in the past, originally I guess, and then they were painted subsequently, who knows when. The individual balusters I don't believe were stained. Don't have any evidence of that. I do have evidence that they were primed, and then 2 coats of paint is what I have removed. So the 2 coats of paint and the primer I've removed from them. I still have a lot of work to go on them because it's bloody tedious. I use a strip of sandpaper and do a shoe shine action on the round part of the baluster. Here where there's beads and coves, I've got to be a little bit be creative. I've got to use some type of tool. So I have a double cut bastard round file, commonly referred to as a rat tail file, and so I'm using that on the cove. On the beads, I'm just using the edge of a piece of wood with a piece of sandpaper wrapped around. But I am getting there. It is quite tedious, and it's going to take a little while longer because I've got I think there are 27 here on the stairs, and then up at the top on the landing up there's another 20. I'm going to save that for phase 2 when I get to the upper floor. The newel post here I have taken apart as much as I'm going to. It is hollow inside, and when I am finished, I'm going to take a flash drive and put all my videos on it and put it in a little piece of PVC pipe and throw it in there, so that if somebody ever takes it apart in 50 or 100 years, they'll have documentation as to what I did. The newel post is got a little bit of intricacy. I've got some turnings here that are inset into the corners. There's some fluting in the middle, and then of course I've got similar turnings that go around the base for the finial, which is just a round. You know, if I wanted to illuminate this, which I don't, but you can go through to the basement there and wire it up. So that's not difficult to make this have a you know, some sort of bronze lamp in keeping with the time period. But because this is pretty small space, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to put it back with the finial the way it was done originally. The handrail appears to be poplar, and I've got that sanded almost all done. I've got a couple little grooves here on either side to do, but it's sanded all the way up. The poplar is both heartwood and sapwood, so I do have a bit of a difference in the grain here along part of the length of the handrail. So as I say, this took a number of days because it's so tedious that I would lose my mind if I try to do it 8 hours a day all in a row. This part here, the cheeks, the risers for 5 steps. I did that in a few hours today, so I'll probably do 5 in the next go and 3 at the final go. There are 13 steps here. I'm going to leave the dark trim, the fluted and the dark turning. It'll get clean, but it won't get sanded because I just couldn't sand it. What you see here is an experiment of the stain that I'm using, and it is a little bit lighter than the turning and the fluting, so I like that contrast. So that's what I'll do, is I'll go over the entire thing with the stain that I am using, or will use, and then wipe it off, but that'll leave the fluting darker and the turnings darker, and I kind of like that look. The rest of it will be just as it looks here with the stain. Speaking of stain, in my last video I think I had sanded the floors, and so they look pretty good. I haven't applied the stain and finish here in the hall because I'm using this as a walkway, very heavy traffic, even though it's just me. But over here in the living room and yonder in the dining room, I have stained and finished the floors. The stain, I was able to get a decent deal. The Duraseal product is a very good product, but it is also very expensive. What I used was their sister company, Minwax, and a color called Provincial, and put it on with a lamb's wool applicator, waited for about 7 or 8 minutes to soak it in, and then wiped it off with the rag. It looked pretty good at that point, so I let it flash off and dry. It's an oil-based stain for 5 or 6 days, and then put the DuraClear finish on. This is a water-based polyurethane, and it's $132 a gallon, and you get about 500 square feet out of the gallon, so that's what I've got here. I have yet to do the hallway, but I think the compared to what they were after all the sanding and filling and patching, I think they came out pretty good. They are not perfect. I know where every imperfection is because I've been looking at it for months, and I've been on my hands and knees finishing it. That took a few days. But I think all in all it came out okay. It's got 2 coats of the polyurethane on, and I think that'll probably be fine. The DuraClear is a decent, it's a professional grade product applied per instructions, and this has been curing now for a week. I think the full cure is a couple of weeks before they say to put furniture on, and I might let it go as long as a month because I still have a few odds and ends to do in order to get my final inspection scheduled. And some of that is a little bit of electrical work, and some of that is a bit of trim work. I want to be a little further along with the trim than I am presently before I have a final inspection. And once I get the final inspection and I'm happy with the living room and dining room, then I can bring in some of the furniture from the pole building. But I think it looks okay. And here at the edge between the living room and the hall, I have masked off at the edge of 2 of the oak strips in the floor, so there won't be any significant overlap issue that you would see. So that's what's going on with my old house here in Preston, Maryland on the 1st of October 2024, and the next video hopefully we'll have some progress on the balusters, balustrade, which is all of them collectively, the handrail, the newel post, the treads and risers. Hopefully, as I say, I get it cleaned up as best as I can without spending 6 months every last speck of old paint, but I'll get it to the point where the new paint will go on and look good. So that's it for now.